Hey there, I wanted to give you guys a few tips on how to set up your titration graph and table using the Pasco Capstone software today. So when you first open up the program, what pops up is this main page. You want to make sure your hardware is set up first, so that's over here. If you are directly wired to your computer with a USB cable, when you click here, you should already see the chemistry sensor. And so you're ready to go. But if you're going to be using one of the wireless sensors, it should already be searching for nearby Bluetooth sensors, but if it's not, you'll hit that button and it will look for them. And all the wireless sensors are number coded, so you should see maybe a few different sensors pop up if there's a few people in the room using them, but you want to select the one that is coded on the device that you have. All right, so once you have your sensor selected, you can close that and you're back over here. I recommend that you open up Classic Templates, and the one that you want is this one because you're going to want to set up your own table with your own user data along with pH. What you'll notice is when you go onto the axes, that is where you're going to be able to select for pH on the y-axis. And it's not until the axes are set that you're going to be able to read any pH values on this page, anywhere. Okay, so you have the pH on the y-axis for a titration. On the x-axis, you need volume. Right now it's set to time. If you click on that, what you'll notice is that there are no options for milliliters or for any volumes. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go over to your table and you're going to add pH for one of your columns. And then for another one of your columns, you're going to create new user entered data, and you're going to rename that to volume. And you're going to select on the units. And it should, it's a little finicky, but it should allow you to rename those units to milliliters. Okay, let's see if that pops up here. See, on the x-axis, I still don't see, oh, here we go, here's volume. Now I can enter that. I'm going to rename the units now to ml. All right, so now I'm ready to go. I'm actually going to be able to get some data. So I would like to have continuous mode here, recording data now as we speak. And you can see that I don't see any data on my graph because I haven't entered any volume measurements. But as soon as I start entering that data, what you're going to see is some values coming up onto your graph. Okay, so, and that's because my pH meter is on and it's taking those readings. So for a titration, what I've said before is that initially it will be okay to take measurements every milliliter, but as you get closer to the equivalence point, and you should know this by your pre-experiment that you did, your rough titration, you know, by noting what those values were for your specific acid and base combination that you studied. But you want to start taking measurements that are about 0.2 milliliters apart from each other, and then even closer, so about drop by drop as you're getting closer to that titration, so that you can have nice, tight scatter plot data showing you your equivalence point, so showing that spike that's going to happen, that vertical spike. So another thing to note is that you are able to take precision from the burettes with 2 digits past the decimal point. So you want to be taking those really precise measurements as you are allowing the liquid to drop from the burettes. So I think that's about it. I hope that was helpful.